Hey guys, okay, so this week our new topic is about playtime and socializing and if we schedule it, etc, etc. So I'm just going to dive right in. We are not at home, and so I do not have access to like cute clips of Sophie at playtime. So you'll just have to imagine. And I've got wet hair because I just got out of a shower, so sorry. But anyway, and so first off, like in terms of our home play schedule, we don't really have a home play schedule. We just kind of go with the flow. It's easier with the baby involved to do that. There are times though lately where I kind of would like to have maybe a more scheduled craft time because she's really into that. But we don't have anything. We don't really have a hard schedule right now. We just play. We just do it. And then the only thing we really schedule in terms of play is play dates, like when we go out and meet friends for playtime and everything like that. And then that play dates like kind of leads me into socializing, and I think socializing your toddler is super important because there are a lot of social skills that they need to learn that just hanging out with you they're not gonna get. In our home, we kind of set up our game room, and like we have like a box that's more the craft stuff. We have a section that's kitchen things. We have a music section. We have a shelf with just puzzles on it. We've got the books. So we kind of have like a pseudo, organized play area. Of course, it all gets mixed together, but at least it starts off that way. And so, and also one of the things too is, playtime is a really good time to teach them and to like help them learn things, but at the same time I don't like to overdo that. I don't think every single game you play you should be quizzing them. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just need to let your kid play, just have fun. And then I also we are very much into we think that kind of our policy on play is that we play with Sophie, we interact with the children. But we also think that they need to learn to play on their own. Self-play is actually, a really important skill for them to learn. And it lets their imaginations wander. It helps them be more creative. It's a good thing for them to learn to play on their own as well as with you. And so that is one thing that we kind of have always done is you can't. It's just like even when they're babies, you can't make your child roll over, and if you're doing it for them, it's not going to work. You have to let them play on their own and figure it out on their own, and it's the same with the toddler. So we like to play with Sophie. We get down on the ground, we play puzzles with her, we play, whatever crazy made-up game she makes up, because at 2.5, she's really into just making up games. And then, but we also like her to be able to sit down with a book on her own, or sit down with her dolls and play on her own. I think it's good. It's good that she can, play with people as well as, she has enough kind of, creative juices flowing that she can make up her own little games and entertain herself for a little bit too.
So it's important to get out of their way when they're doing that.
Oh yeah, and so when they are kind of, whenever your toddler seems like they're having a really good time kind of playing on their own, don't feel like you always have to jump in and be a part of every second of their life, because it's good for them. And sometimes, let me just tell you, Sophie will be playing something that looks really fun or cute, and Kyle and I will come over and be like, oh, we get down to try to play with her, and she'll literally be like, really? She'll be like, Mom or Dad, and she's like, I'm busy, I'm playing. So, she likes to play those games on her own sometimes, but that being said, she also loves to play with us too, so we just do both. And, like I was saying, you don't want to me, I don't think it's good to overdo the making every single thing they do a learning opportunity. Let them sometimes just have fun. But at the same time, you can do lots of cool play things where they are learning, and it's a game, and so that's really awesome too. It's perfect. Back to social play, I like to take Sophie, we do a little gym where she gets to socialize not just with other children, but with other teachers too, which is really good. And I take her to, I belong to a mom's club, and we do a lot of group play activities and group field trips, and it's nice because it's these scheduled activities with other children, so she's socializing with other children, other parents, which means she's learning how to listen to other adults. She's having a good time. She's getting to do experiences outside of the home, which I really think is important. Kyle and I both we are very much of the opinion that you should never not do something with your child just because you think that they're too young and they're not going to remember it. That to us is stupid. Like, I'll flat out say it. Like, because there are too many reports that show that children that have lots of playtime and are exposed to lots of different activities, whether or not they remember them, it actually can trigger their brain to be more curious about life and everything in general, which makes them better learners. And so that you're going to have children who, from that, their natural curiosity, they're going to do better in school, they're going to be more interested in learning how to read, to write, to do all of that stuff because they've developed this natural curiosity for the world around them. And so, you know, Kyle and I, if there's a really cool exhibit about dinosaurs at the museum, we want to take Sophie. She's not going to remember it, but guess what? Well, one, we'll remember it, and two, her brain's going to remember that experience, that exposure. And it's a really fun activity. And, you know, Kyle and I the other day were like making a kind of drawing a connection to Christmas, for example, and that, you know, just because your child at 2 won't remember Christmas, you still celebrate the holiday with them. And that's the same thing with like letting them experience and go and do and play at a lot of different places. Maybe they won't remember specifically, but it's still really good for their little developing brain. And you remember it, you remember how much fun it was. So anyway, so that's kind of all the aspects of play. You know, it's like, you know, have fun, you can learn things, but also just let loose. You know, socializing to me is really important. Socializing both with adults to learn that respect for them, but also socializing with other children. Playing on their own, playing with you, playing with their siblings. All of that, you know, all of that it's all this, you just make them a well-rounded, awesome child. And, you know, I think that structure can be good within reason, you know, but I also think that if you go with the flow, as long as you read your kid, that can be a good thing too. And so, yeah, that's kind of our approach to play, you know. We just kind of make it, you know, as natural as possible, really. And we just like her to be, her play to lead to her being a well-rounded person exposed to lots of different things and activities. And so just, you know, have a good time with it, whether she's learning or just, you know, being more creative. So that's it. Bye, guys.